What's up, Springfield Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com, your home of Springfield Tiger football. State championship weekend style Coach's Corner, sponsored by WRS Insurance Solutions, with the head ball coach of the Tigers, Coach Sean Guerriero. Coach, another good Wednesday night when we're talking. Let's keep this baby rolling.
Well, we're going to try to. I just know right now, and I'm smiling here just because I love your enthusiasm on a Wednesday night, man. We still got a lot of work to do this week, but it seems like you're ready for game time right now.
I told you that the other day. I'm ready to go like right now.
Yeah, that was Sunday. that was a day after our last game, man. Can we get a little bit of a break?
Yeah, DJ and I are heading down tomorrow. Obviously, I know you know Coach Perlogo. We love dealing with both of you. Hopefully, both of you can bring state championships home to the Valley where they belong.
Well, that's the game plan right now. I got interviewed yesterday off of one of the radio stations up from there, and he was talking about we were both playing somebody from the MAC, and I said, yeah, nice thing would be for a Mahoning Valley team to start it off with a W on Friday morning, and for us to end it with a W on Sunday, evening. He's like, I don't think those people around here are going to like what you're saying. I'm like, well, I don't think either of us are going down to Columbus to lose.
No, there's no question about that. Coach, that's my first question. I got it. We loved being around your football team last week. We were able to do some things and watch how the team prepares. I loved your answer when you said that last year you were happy to be in it. This year, you're going down there to win it. Take the fans through that and the thought process and where this football team's at.
Well, I just think last year, always you have the goals of winning the league and making the playoffs, winning the regionals, and then, winning the state championship. But we just kept, fighting last year. And then it was like we made it to the game and our kids were like, wow, we're here. Well, I just want to make sure we stay hungry for one more week because it can't be about just playing on Sunday at 5. It has to be about winning it, lifting up the trophy. Our kids have talked about that, since last year. So I just want to make sure, I get the mindset right off the bat. Hey, we'll celebrate, tonight, but we got to make sure that we go finish this thing.
No doubt. They'll play a very good Coldwater team. We'll talk about that. We're with Coach Guerriero, Coach's Corner, WRS Insurance Solutions. Sean have been a sponsor all year. Hats off to them being able to be the sponsor and allowing us to talk each week. Go back to Zanesville last week. Great facility, I thought. Nice place to play a football game. Springfield Nation in the crowd, off the charts. Again, that your crowd, I was fortunate enough to be down on the field. They were awesome from kickoff to finish. Just going back to that game a little bit, some of your thoughts. That was one of the most physical football games I've watched in a long time.
Oh, it was. And we knew it was going to be a battle. Up front, we knew they were physical. We knew they ended up coming off the ball. So that was something that we just wanted to make sure that we played 4 quarters. And when we talked defensively all year, or not all week, about just making sure we stay with our game plan. We talked about, what they'll make a mistake or they'll want to come with something. They need to make sure that they were staying, 2-3 yards of carry. And they did that. But, for us to step up before halftime and then at the end of the game for that goal line stand there. I know Clay made a big hit before halftime, and the defense was running in between Bo Brungard and Bo Snyder for the end of the game to be flying to the football and being able to wrap up. Just a great experience for our team, and I think it opened some eyes for us because the week before we did it offensively, and Saturday we did it defensively. So I think it shows us that we can win games on both sides of the football. So I just want to make sure that our kids are still buying in, and it might be our special teams this week, but we got to make sure that, when we need to step up and make the play, and we got to be difference makers.
That play that Clay made at the end of the half, that was a physical hit. That was a physical play. You had a lot of white jerseys surrounding that play, and obviously the play second to the last play of the game, great defense there by those guys. Solid win. And that's the point I guess I wanted to ask you. I get a lot of what we do, and can Springfield handle adversity? They blow everybody out. Enough of that already. Stop. You knew how to play offense, get into a shootout, be a good Creston Norway team. And Fort Frye gave up 56 points for the season for a reason, because they're pretty damn good on defense. So Springfield showed that you can play any style. And I think that's huge and a credit to you, your staff, and more importantly, the kids, that they're able to handle many different things. I want to ask, that's a hard offense to prepare for. Yes or no? I mean, what's your thoughts going back to that?
Well, no, it's very hard to simulate it, in practice. And I know, and we talk about this, yesterday and the day before to our young kids. It was about our scout team. And if you can get those kids to play at a fast level and know what they're doing and try to simulate it the best that you end up can, that's so important. We talk to our kids about realizing that, it's going to take us maybe a drive or two to end up catching up to their speed and seeing how that, how that ends up working. But I think, like I said, our kids stepped up in the right moments and made plays for us. But with that, and we talked about, new kids are going to have to step up this week to prepare our football team. You know what I mean, for the style of play that Coldwater plays. They have a great quarterback. They have a great wideout / running back that touches the ball, and those are kind of the main two people that you can see that they want to carry the ball. I'm not saying other people can't make plays, but the majority of their carries are going to come from number 2 and 7. And they're two great football players. I think up front, again, they come around. They're about our size, very, very similar, maybe even a little bit smaller, but they're aggressive. But those scout team kids and how to prepare for the games, to me, that's how you still end up building a little bit of a program. Because right now, if we're one of the better teams in Division VI, our young kids are going against those kids every day. So that's important for us to make sure that they progress. And still from us, I don't think that we played our best game yet. We did make some mistakes, and we're still coaching. We watched the film on Monday. We're still coaching up our kids, and hopefully there'll be something that they learn that we can progress to get a first down or make sure we wrap up or get a better read. So, I think our kids are still learning and still getting better through this process. And that's the main goal. If we can come out and play our best game, I think we're going to give ourselves a chance, to go win this.
Yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt you can play your best game and win a state championship. Going off of that, Coach, hats off to the scout team. Those kids are every bit, and you've said this on every week we talk, as important as anyone on that football team, that scout team. I want to ask you, I want to go to Coach Slopek and Coach Brungard a little bit. We were able to be around the locker room. When you get into these situations, I wanted to ask, every team does something a little different that you don't see. Is that safe to say? And I think your staff, those two in general, do a great job. I noticed, just loved listening to both of them when they talked about some of the adjustments you want to do. Talk about how important your staff is in in-game adjustments when you as the head coach are going through a lot of different things throughout a football game.
Well, I still think on our part, it still comes to each coach has their positions. So we're trying to relay stuff or talk to our kids and relay that to Adam or Mark. And I think we do that. I think for those guys, then they take control of it because obviously they're making the play calls. And they both do a great job of understanding what's going on. And from what Fort Frye ended up doing is, they showed a lot of the double tight, double wing. And when they ended up actually playing in the game, it was more of a double tight, like 3 in the backfield. Right. That they ran a lot more of that we didn't see from them. So whether they kind of looked at that and kind of went what Norway ended up doing a little bit and trying to, just trying to grind it out on us. But I think those guys and putting our kids in the best situation, and that's what our staff is about right now. Let's kind of go put our kids in the best situation. Let's try not to get them to think. Let's see how put them in situations where we can play fast and not think.
That's the way to play it. Well, keep playing fast and don't think, and this team's coming home with a state. Springfield fans, with Coach Guerriero, Coach's Corner, WRS Insurance Solutions. Sean, I had on Austin Tyndall just before I got on with you, senior running back. He had some tough runs last week against a tough defense, hit the big one. I was standing in that end zone on that first touchdown run. Sean, that hole was enormous that he ran through. Brady Brungard and those guys up front continue to do good things. And you said another good defense again this week. That offensive line continues to do great things.
And they keep opening up holes. And I still think for everybody still, I can see the scouting report on, we got to make sure we stop 21. But if you stop 21, we still got a kid like, Austin Tyndall, who he actually spoke last week after our pregame meal to our team. We kind of picked 2 captains, and he was the last one. And I just think Austin, what a great kid he is.
Oh,
He was a more of an offensive player last year, but I mean, scoring 2 touchdowns was great for him. But he has made a huge difference for us on defense. He has stepped up in that role, knowing we needed somebody to fill a spot, and he has been unbelievable this year. Leads by example. Doesn't say too much, but you can see after games, it looks like he's got the crap kicked out of him. But I mean, he puts every amount of energy and effort that he has. And for him to have the benefit of scoring the touchdowns and doing that, that's awesome because it's very well deserved.
Yeah, he is one of those kids. I had a great time talking with him. You could see very humble, very team oriented, but also very, very tough. I noticed that last week about him when we talked about getting him on this week. Plays the game the right way. And Sean, that's what I think when I left Zanesville, when we left that football field, that's the thing I was most impressed with your football team. Those kids were excited that they won, but they were already into what needed to happen this week. So here we are. I mean, talk about this week a little bit. It has to be exciting, but I know you well enough in this football team. It's business as usual.
Well, it is. And I mean, the kids are excited that this is what you work for. This is what we've been talking about since we rode the bus home from Canton last year. So I think our kids are, like I said, are focused enough where let's not be happy, you know what I mean, with these wins. Let's go win this last one and make sure we play a great football game and perform. So it's kind of different because they moved the day on us again. We're playing on Sunday, which kind of gives us an extra day to, you know, I mean, I talk about this all the time about getting healthy and making sure we're doing the right things. I think we're slowing down practice a little bit. Usually we kind of do our scouting report in one day, and it's more of a long day. And we thought, hey, to go through the adjustments and stuff, let's slow it down. We kind of had to focus on one side of the football this week, you know what I mean, offensively and defensively to slow it down. And come tomorrow, we're gonna get after it. We'll be in full pads, and we're gonna see if we can start adjusting and running this stuff at full speed, and try to get 2 great days of practice. I mean, Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday we'll do our normal, pregame practice or pre-day practice, and then we're gonna end up traveling on Sunday. But we're gonna have practice Saturday at 5. We'll bring the kids in at 4:30. I want them to be able to wake up, try to get that routine, what they're going to do the next day, and know what it feels like that, okay, we're going to get up, get on a bus, drive there. We're going to try to get there a little bit early and spend some time there and loosen up so the kids have an opportunity to stretch out and do their normal thing. I felt last year, and we played at 10 a.m., which isn't good, but we had to get up. We were eating breakfast, and we wanted to make sure everybody ate. Then we're getting on the bus, trying to get there. And it was – everything was – it seemed like it was 100 miles an hour. So I want our kids to be able to go up there, relax. With the stadium, I think they said we can get into the locker rooms like an hour and a half before. But our pre-games, our first group goes out in an hour and 20 minutes. So I want to make sure that we're ready and we're not rushed, that we feel good about what we're doing and we feel comfortable. And we're going to try to make Columbus our home stadium again. I know Tiger Nation's ready to go, man. People are already fighting for tickets, and hopefully it'll be fun. And I do know that the crowd will be going wild. It was, you don't end up in those situations understanding what's going on in the last, 10 seconds of that football game. But I know when we made that play and going through their last play, we're trying to call a grouping to run, our victory. We couldn't communicate to our kids. It was nuts. I'm so excited for our kids to be down there again and feel the atmosphere of this again. And, I know Tiger Nation will be down there ready to roll.
Yeah, you're stealing all my thunder. That's my saying. Tiger Nation.
I got it from you. I understand.
They were ready to go when you came over and talked in pregame. There was a decent amount of people there ready to go right there. That's the first one. Then I got a lot of, well, what do you think on a – listen, Coach Guerriero and his staff and the football team will play whenever the state of Ohio tells you you're playing, you will play. But I thought that was huge when we left. I talked with DJ and those guys. That extra day is huge after a physical football game like that. That's one thing. I guess the question I wanted to ask you, you played in it last year. You're going to a new venue. Does that make a difference or no?
Kind of talk to. I don't think so. You mean
Right.
the field? The field's the same dimensions. Field goal posts are the same. I know our kids. You know what I mean? Are grateful. We've talked about this to understand. It's hard to get in the position we are right now. To do that 2 years in a row, you mean it shows how hard these kids have worked and how dedicated they are to our program and to the the tradition that we're building right now. And I think I said this the other day. It goes from now where everybody's talking about, well, you know what I mean, the tradition, and we don't want to talk about any of it. We want to make history this year. This is something we want to be the first football team to bring home a state championship for Springfield, and that's what we're talking about. So it's not about anybody's past. Everybody asked me about Coldwater. Great tradition,
No doubt.
6 state championships, but we're not playing any of those state championship teams. We're playing the 2020 Coldwater football team, and that's who we have to worry about.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. That's what I said. That's a great program. There's no question about it. But this is a new Coldwater football team. I love the experience that you've had this playoff run and last year's state run. That's awesome experience for a great group of kids and a staff to be a part of that. Obviously, like you said, new venue for everyone. This is all new for everybody in the state playoffs. Going to this site, is it really a football stadium? All I know is it's for the state championships. That's all that matters. One side of the stadium, you make the best of it. I know on our end of it, Anthony and Jamie are doing the game. The press box wasn't big enough. We'll make amends. We'll have it on YSN Live. I think you hit it on the head. People do not understand how hard it is to do what this football team did. Playing a state championship, talk about getting back, go through a COVID situation all year long, be bubbled, do things together, and get there. That's a great accomplishment that is going to end, I'm going to say it, in a state championship. There's no doubt in my mind this football team, with you leading it and your great staff and your fans and these awesome kids that I've got to know over 11 weeks, they work hard and will do whatever it takes for you to win a state championship. And I know how proud you are of them, but I also know how proud they are to be playing for you, because I've talked to a lot of them. So, shout out to you and your staff. You guys do a great job with these kids, and I'm with you. It's an experience that not many kids get. Sean, you know that. You've played. To do it 2 years in a row, I think that you said it best. The hunger I see out of this football team is what's going to be the difference in this football game.
Well, and it's been the attitude, and that's how it's been all year, to make sure we get better, make sure we build depth, and get better. In every facet of it, we want to make sure. Our special teams got to be at a high, and they do some unique things, and it's going to be a battle again. I think our kids know that. It's not like we're going to walk in there and blow them out, and it'll still come down to turnovers, and if that's nerve wise or whatever it ends up happening, I think our kids are going to come out with confidence, come out with a little bit of a swag with them, and they're going to be ready to play. When it comes to 5 o'clock and kickoff comes down to it, the Tigers are going to be ready this time, and it'll be hopefully a positive experience.
Well, it'll be a great experience. I know my mom was able to talk to you last week. She loved that opportunity. I know she's put out a lot of reachers to a lot of family that are able, Sean, that are out of town, that listen to the game on YSN. I know how proud they are of you for what you do as not only a football coach, but what you do with those kids, your family. Your daughter was on earlier. It's excitement for your family. It's excitement for all the Springfield families. I saw that up front, how excited those fans and moms and dads were to see their son after the game and get these opportunities in this COVID world that, Sean, let's be honest, it changes every day. There's curfews, there's this, but keep trucking away and you get a chance, obviously, to play this state championship game. I look forward to it. I told you I was ready to go 2 days ago. I wish you nothing but the best. I've enjoyed every week with you. I enjoy being around you, being around your kids. They represent Springfield so well on and off the field. The fans, the administration, you guys are fantastic. So from DJ, myself, Brian, Jamie, and Anthony, who will call the game, love doing it. We are so proud of what you do. And there's no doubt in my mind this football team's coming home to the Mahoning Valley, to Springfield. with the state championship. So best of luck. We'll see you on Sunday. Springfield Nation, they need you. You better be loud and proud, which I know you will, and own that stadium on Sunday and bring this team a championship home. So, Coach, good luck. Have a good 2 days, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you having us again.
All right, Sean. Have a good night.
You too.